Culver, MD. I'm the Director of Research at the ALK Positive patient-led advocacy group. And 6 of us are here at the World Conference on Lung Cancer in San Diego. We're very excited to be here to talk about a number of initiatives that we have going to try to improve not just the longevity, but the quality of life for patients with ALK positive lung cancer. The ALK Life Study is a global registrational study to try to learn about the natural history of how patients are being treated throughout the course of their ALK positive lung cancer. ALK positive lung cancer is one subtype of lung cancer that is driven by a change in a gene called ALK. So that's why our organization is ALK, or ALK positive. When the ALK gene is turned on, it causes cells to grow faster than they should. Most of our patients, about a little over 50%, present with stage 4 lung cancer, almost all in never smokers. So it's a very unique subset of patients not associated with smoking, occurs in younger individuals, and typically presents at the metastatic phase. In addition, about 30% of newly diagnosed patients have brain metastases already. So there's some kind of propensity for this particular kind of cancer to metastasize to the brain. When it was discovered that the ALK positive gene was driving about 5% of the cases of lung cancer, pharmaceutical companies and universities worked feverishly and have now a number of drugs on the market that specifically target and inhibit that ALK mutant protein. As a result, ALK positive patients have the longest median survival of all the types of lung cancer, but everybody eventually dies from it. So there's a big unmet need there. The ALK Life Study, as a registry, asks patients to sign up online, it's all online, and to put in all their time points. When did their symptoms start? When was their lung cancer diagnosed? When did they find out that they had ALK positive lung cancer? When did they start an ALK-specific treatment? How long were they on it? What kind of side effects did they have? What were the biopsy results? And through each course of therapy, we're capturing that kind of information. In the end, we should be able to have a cohort of hopefully 5,000 people, the largest ALK study there is, to be able now to begin to ask important questions. Why do some people do really well on ALK inhibitors, live for years and years and years? Why do some not do so well, only living for months? Because part of the data we collect is their biopsy results showing what other genetic factors in their tumor are helping to drive or helping the tumor to escape the effectiveness of the ALK TKIs. So our goal is 5,000 patients. We have about 2,000 enrolled now. It's a global study. About half of those are from the US. The other half are scattered around in about 70 other countries around the world, mostly in the EU. We don't have a lot in Asia. We'd love people from all over the world to sign up because we really want to know about how things might vary between different regions or different countries around the world. In the end, this data is going to help guide researchers on how do we better manage side effects? How do we more quickly define diagnosis and increase quick access to therapies? And how might we learn something about what other drugs can be used so that patients can stay on their TKI longer? So those are some of the things we're hoping to gain, and we're only now in about finishing the second year of the study, so it's going to be a little while before we can get to the bottom of these answers. The poster here at the World Conference on Lung Cancer is really meant to really describe who already is in this database and give some basic information about time to initiation of treatment. We've done things a little differently. In many of the published papers out there, they say at the time you know that you're ALK positive, how long does it take for you to get the actual ALK treatment? In our study, it's a little bit different because we said, when were your first symptoms of lung cancer? And then how long did it take before you got a TKI? And so that's a little longer, 2 or 3 months. And that's not surprising because, again, this is a person who is young and who has never been a smoker, who gets lung cancer and they present with a cough, and people don't think cancer at first. They think allergies, they think pneumonia. And when they do get a chest x-ray, of course, then everything gets started. So when you go from symptoms to actually starting TKI, it's longer, but we think that's also a really valid timeline, because we need to make sure that those physicians who are originally seeing these patients remember that lung cancer is still part of that differential diagnosis. One of the big challenges we have within the lung cancer community is that all patients who develop lung cancer should have genomic testing, regardless of stage and regardless of histology. And that's not happening. And many patients who are tested are not getting comprehensive genomic testing. So if you take a cancer like ALK positive lung cancer, where the median overall survival is 7 years, that means some patients are being denied years and years and years of quality life because they weren't tested properly in the beginning. Everybody, regardless of stage or histology, should be getting this comprehensive biomarker testing, which means an NGS test to look for the fusions, and if negative, an RNA-seq test, since that's more sensitive for the fusions and will increase the number of ALK positive patients by about 15%. So that's a very substantial number of patients who aren't getting the opportunity, not just for ALK, but EGFR and RET and ROS1 and BRAF and the other known oncogenic driven lung cancers.